This is where we ended last time, so we have the top frame. We're going to create the hoop. We need that to be able to set the spars. You need a hoop. You need a reference hoop. So that's what we're going to create now. So let's go to top view. I'm going to turn everything off for just a second. I'm going to click here on the eye, and that'll turn that off. So we're going to left click sketch, left click top view, left click the line tool, center it up. Doesn't matter the length right now. Pull that away, hit escape. Now go left click, center point circle. We do want this aligned in the center for right now. We're going to move it, so it really doesn't matter, but we need that to be 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Left click here on the dimension tool, left click on the outer part of the circle, 0.75. Now we're going to click on this line with the dimension tool activated. Left click here on the center of that circle. We're going to set our distance at 20 inches. And that'll give us a 40-inch hoop section for reference. So I'm going to hit green check mark. I'm going to go to the navigation cube and go to isometric view. We're going to use a different tool that we haven't used before. We're going to do revolve. Left click revolve. It needs to be solid new. Left click faces and sketches, and then left click on that sketch we just created. The revolve axis is going to highlight in red. Left click on that, and then come down and click here on this line. That's going to be our axis of rotation, or our axis. Notice it gives us a hoop. So we should be solid new, faces of sketch 13, edge of sketch 13, and then green check mark. We're not going to section this out right now. We're just going to use it as a reference. Let's go top view. Let's go left click on that. Come up, left click here on your drop down box. Let's go transform. Left click here and go translate by X, Y, and Z. And then 9.5 inches. Green check mark. And that should move it where we want it. And we're also going to use this to determine where the legs go and the spars. Right click on it, rename. I really don't care the numbering system here. Let's just call it reference hoop. Click on the eye. It's going to turn it off, and then click on the eye again. It'll turn everything back on. So when we create the spars, how I originally created those is I drew those out right here from the connection they were going to go in, and then I went around and then back down as a reference. That way we don't get confused. Let's go to our original top spar connection. Let's turn this on, and we'll build it from that. Let's go left click sketch, left click the connection, left click the line tool, and let's set it here. Hit escape, and then let's go in and set the length with the dimension tool. So this should be 0.74. So let's go here to this line, to that one, and go 0.255. And let's see if these end up matching what we have over there. Yeah, okay. So green check mark. Let's leave those there. So now we know we've got it centered up. So let's go left click the line tool, left click here, just bring it up to the top. That should automatically be 1.25 inches. Pull that away, hit escape. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. There we go. All right, so we set our length there. We left clicked on the dimension tool, highlighted the line, pulled it away, and so those are set. They were already set because we constrained it by clicking on this line here. I'm going to left click on the line tool and then hit escape. Now, I may have constrained that, and we're about to find out if I did. Yes, I did. So I just wanted that to be 0.25, and this is what I mean by constrained. Notice how that turned red? Left click, delete it. We're going to go the other way. Undo. Undo that. Undo that line. There we go. Left click. I'm going to come down here because I don't want to constrain the length. I'm going to hit escape. Now I'm going to come over here and go 0.25, mainly because I know that fits, and I want to keep these measurements exactly the same so that I don't build in something I wasn't intending. We may have to find out what the angle is. Hit escape, left click on the dimension tool, pull that away. What was that? 0.487. 0.487. Green check mark, left click. Hit escape, left click here on the dimension tool. 0.5. 0.5. There we go. And then let's set our angle. Left click here, left click here. 167.694. 167.694. Green check mark. Click it. There we go. Now we got our angle. And then we'll set the angle. I'll probably have to come back and look at that. Left click here. Let's drag this out. Hit escape. Left click on the dimension tool. 16.281. Green check mark. All right. Activate the dimension tool. Click on both lines. 157.59. Green check mark. That'll get our angle. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to turn on our reference hoop. I was about to say we should be getting pretty close to this point. Come across. Pull that away. Left click on the dimension tool. 0.333. We need to get the angle. 124.76. Good enough. We're going to leave it there. That's not going to change anything that much. We'll leave that there. Left click on our line tool. Pull that away. Left click dimension tool. 0.333. Green check mark. Let's see what our angle is at. So left click on this line, left click on that one. That is 124. 128.556. There we go. Left click here, drag that down, pull that away, 0.75. There we go. I may have made it parallel to this. I'm pretty sure I did. So we'll try it and see if it matches up. So there's that line. So I touched it. So when I bring it here, it'll show me when it's parallel once we get it down there. 15.281, right? Something like that. All right, so let's touch this line. Shows that they're crossing. Right there, that would be parallel. I'm going to pull that away. Left click dimension tool. 15.231. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that down so I don't get it confused with the other one. 145.284. Left click the line tool. Left click here. Need that to be 1/2 inch. Left click dimension tool, 0.5. Let's see what our angle is going to be. 184.05. Doesn't change it much. And then we can just close these off. No need to do the exact angle here. All right, so green check mark. We're going to go over here to our navigation cube, left click on that to rotate it out. And I'm going to extrude it this way. So let's go left click extrude, left click sketch. We want it to be solid new. We want it to be 0.25 inches in depth, but the other way. There we go. Green check mark. And the reason I did it the other way is because I'm going to move it over. So we're going to left click on this. And we're going to go to top view. We're going to move it over so that it is centered up there. So left click on that. Let's go to transform, X, Y, and Z. And I believe we're going to move it in the X position, what it does. All right, there. That should have centered it right where we want it. So in the X, negative 0.25 inches moves it over there. So let's go sketch fillet, and on all of these, let's smooth that out. And let's go right here, 1/10. Maybe let's do 2. Let's see what that does. That's a little better. Yeah, I just don't want any rough edges. Let's look at it from the side and see if that rounded it off. Maybe a little bit more. Let's go 1/2. That's better. All right, so let's go back to that fillet tool. Let's do that on all of these. I'm going to close out our reference hoop. All right, that should be good. Let's turn that hoop back on. Yeah, that goes right through where we want it. All right, so I'm going to rename this Top Spar. Let's go left click sketch, left click here on the connection, left click center point circle, come over and hover over the center, bring that out a little bit larger than the first circle. Left click on the dimension tool, left click on the outer diameter, 0.25, hit enter, green check mark. I'm just holding down the right mouse button to go to more of an isometric position. Left click on extrude, left click on sketch 15, should be solid remove. We want to merge it with the Top Spar. We can just click on it from here. Want it to go 1 inch, that should go through that 1/4 inch spar, and then left click on this so I can go smaller. I'm going to turn off that connection, and I want that. And so I don't want it that round. Let's go down 0.05 because I do want it to be fairly flush. There we go. There. I just wanted to round that edge off. And that looks good. I may want to do that here too. You don't want these to be too rounded because that squareness really helps, but that will help it fit in to that connection nice and smooth. So we just added another fillet. All right, there's our Top Spar and our reference hoop. We'll eventually make another hoop just like it. and we will chop it up. And we'll continue to save this one just as a reference.